Hi everyone, welcome back to 67 Hail Hail. Now, Celtic face AZ Alkmaar in the first leg of our Europa League playoff tomorrow night at Celtic Park. We maybe don't know a great deal about the Dutch side, so we thought we could get a little bit of help. We're speaking to Anthony, who runs the Instagram and Twitter pages AZ Alerts. The first question is, how are AZ feeling ahead of this tie against Celtic?
It will be pretty hard. As you maybe know, we lost our first Eredivisie game. We lost with 1-0 about RKC Waalwijk. It's a team that probably will play for the last three places in the Eredivisie. So it wasn't something we expected. We thought we will win 3-0, 4-0. But it wasn't what we hoped. Maybe you know as well, we lost a lot of new players. Myron Boadu is gone. Teun Koopmeiners wasn't in the first squad. He was started on the bench. Calvin Stengs, our right wing, is sold. So yeah, we still have to make everything comfortable and start playing from back to the front, because you see it's not automatically as it was last year.
Okay, well, it sounds kind of similar to us because we've had a lot of player turnover as well. Sorry, David is here as well. I forgot to introduce you, David. How are you feeling ahead of this tie?
Yeah, confident but maybe a bit wary of the opposition. I do think they have some good players. I do think they're a dangerous side. I managed to catch extended highlights, 20-minute version or so of their game against Waalwijk at the weekend. They still created a fair amount of chances, Hamish, especially in the second half. I think Zakaria Abakal down the right-hand side looked a menace. I think Greg Taylor will have to keep an eye on him. They look like a team that can mix it up as well. You know, there were times where they were passing out from the back and trying to use their wide threat, but they're not afraid to go route one right over the top of the defence. That's something Carl Starfelt in particular will have to keep an eye on given his start at Celtic. So they're a danger, they're a threat to us potentially getting to the Europa League group stages again. I think it's going to be a tough game at Celtic Park. I think it's going to be a tough game in the Netherlands, and I would not be fooled by them losing their opening game at the weekend.
Anthony, we've played 8 games, I think, already this season, 7 or 8 competitive matches. Alkmaar have played just that one at the weekend. Do you think Alkmaar are ready for a tie like this?
I think we are. Let's say like this: we can or just grow high eyes and play amazing, or we will lose 3 or 4-0. I hope we will get a good result like a draw, and we will finish it at home. But we were with a lot of youngsters who never played with the ambience like this. I think 60,000 people can go in your stadium around. The last 1.5 year in the Netherlands, they weren't allowed to play for fans. So a lot of players have never played with fans, only in the youth. So that will be pretty amazing. Celtic has a crowd that's unbelievable, that blows you away. So I expect the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they will watch out. They will start in the back, searching for a counter. And when they see, okay, we feel comfortable, we'll play more aggressively, more attacking, and we'll push it more to the back. And it also depends on the coach which players he will start, because at the moment at RKC away, he didn't start with the best squad, in my opinion, the first 11, because it's unbelievable he put Koopmeiners on the bench with that reason. But that's my opinion.
Do you think he was resting him ahead of the game against Celtic?
No, because he is fit, but the reason he started on the bench is that, in the opinion of the coach, he is in his mind too busy with the transfer to other club. There are a lot of clubs interested in him. Atalanta Belgrano is the biggest chance he will go there. Stade Rennes is interested. AS Roma is interested in him. Arsenal was interested in him, but I lost 1 hour ago that they extended the contract of Xhaka, so he won't be there playing because it was all Xhaka, because Xhaka was interested in AS Roma. AS Roma can't buy him, so probably the target of AS Roma will be Koopmeiners. But Koopmeiners is someone with the heart of our club. He always gave 100%, and he wasn't happy that he started on the bench. Every minute while I'm here at the club, I will give 100,000% for this club, and he has to start. And when he came, I think around 16 minutes in this 20 minutes in the second half, he's so much better than the players he started for him. So I hope Pascal Jansen, our head coach, see the lights and let him start.
He was in the Dutch squad for Euro 2020, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So this is the calibre of player we're talking about, David. He's a good player. Do you know much about him?
I don't. I've not seen a lot of him, I'll be quite honest, Hamish. But they are a squad that has some quality. I thought I didn't realise that Bruno Martins Indy plays for AZ Alkmaar as well. He put in a good performance at the weekend from what I've seen. I saw he put in some really good blocks. He'll be a pain to get past. They're a squad full of quality. Interestingly though, Anthony, I think Pascal Jansen, was he appointed as manager in December 2020? Yeah, and he just got the job permanently around April. He got a new contract in April.
Correctly.
So sounds familiar, David, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does indeed. So start with that. So where are AZ Alkmaar just now in their rebuilding job? How far away are they from where Pascal Jansen wants them to be under him?
I will throw it a bit more in the past. He was assistant coach of Arne Slot. Arne Slot was in December still our head coach, but he got fired because he was talking with Feyenoord. That was our directly concurrent. Our board didn't accept that, so he was fired and he took over his place. And what you said is correct. In April or May, around that time, he get the job permanently. So yeah, that's correct what you say. But he plays exactly the same way as Arne Slot, but maybe a bit more defensively. The only thing that is now that we lost a lot of players, so he has to rebuild it on that kind of way. But technically, all the players know how they have to play because they already play 4 years like this on Pascal Jansen as assistant and the coach before Arne Slot.
Very interesting. It seems to be in quite stark contrast, David, to what we've got at the moment with a new manager coming in playing it a new way. It seems like Alkmaar are relatively used to playing this way. Is it quite a young team, Anthony? You know, when you talk about the fact that they may not be used to 60,000 people, obviously COVID has happened and that's the reason you gave for that. But from that, I take it that it's quite a young team in general.
Yeah, it's a pretty long team. I've took the squad behind me on my phone. We have a right forward, Ernest Poku. He will probably start on the bench. He's 17 years old. So when you already the last 2 years aren't played because he was 15 years old. So he never played for 200 people. Let's then 60,000. With Albert Gudmundsson, he is I think around 23. He also played at PSV, so he knows how to play for a big squad. We got some experience with Jordi Klaasie. What you also said, Bruno Martins Indy. Last year he was on loan, but this year we bought him from Stoke City, so he got experience. But yesterday there was Peter Vindal Jensen, is our new first goalkeeper. I also expect him to start directly, unless he has just played one training with the squad. But our keeper who played against Verhulst is definitely our second goalkeeper. And our technical director, Max Huibert, said Vindal Jensen is... we bought him to play as first goalkeeper, so he won't start on the bench, I expect. But I think the age is around 22, 23 of all the players. Some are 80, 90, some are 25, 26. And Bruno Martesini is one of the oldest.
And they've got a Japanese international as well, David. So Kyogo will have a
Yeah.
bit of company, and he's a defender as well. Sugawara Yukinari. No, you know much about him, David? No.
No, I'm not going to pretend I do. It was interesting to find out that they signed a new goalkeeper on the run-up, though. Do you know much about Vinhal Jensen, Anthony? Because when I was looking up his profile earlier, seems a really inexperienced goalkeeper for a tie like this. I think he's only played around 40 or 50 games for Nordsjælland.
Yeah, you're correct.
It's quite... It doesn't seem like the kind of goalkeeper that a club like AZ would go for a tie of this magnitude.
Yeah, how can I explain it a bit? AZ is a club who started 10 years ago. We were nearly bankrupt. We get above of it because we play only with youth players. They are free. Sold them for big money, 10 million, 20 million. And so that's the part of we started where we are now. So this perfectly in the vision of our club. We buy a young goalkeeper. We make him better 2-3 years. He play in the first squad of AZ, and then he will be sold for a bigger club. So yeah, I don't know if that's very good. I've seen some matches in the Europa League of him. I watched some highlights from him back on YouTube. In Denmark, they say he plays like Neuer and Ter Stegen, but definitely he will be the quality of those players. But it's a goalkeeper who loves to play with the defensive. He's an attacking goalkeeper. So I expect a lot from him, and especially when you compare it with our second goalkeeper, Verhulst. But I hope he will be at least as good as our last goalkeeper, Marco Bisot, who sold. Then it will be a perfect goalkeeper because Marco Bisot was very good for us.
Who's the most high-profile player to have left AZ and gone on to another bigger European club over the last 10 years?
Ooh, last 10 years. With the highest potential they sold this year, there is Stengs and Boadou. Stengs is to Nice in France. And my Boadou is to AS Monaco. It's fun because I have a big fit card of him. But I thought it's funny to show it. And to the best club, it was Vincent Janssen, and he was sold, I think, 4 or 5 years ago for 23 million to Tottenham Hotspur. But that wasn't a good match. You can't, when you come from AZ, you don't have the experience to compare with Harry Kane. So, you start on the bench, and when you are 23 million and you come on the pitch, you have to play directly good, and you don't have the time. So he went to Galatasaray, and now he's playing somewhere in Mexico. So that was a big flop. But in Alkmaar, we still love about it because we bought him for 500,000 euros a year before it, and you sell it for 23 million. So that was pretty amazing. So good job for our technical director. But it's a shame that someone flops from your club in a bigger competition because it isn't good for your image.
It does sound similar, David, to some of the stuff we've done, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's just interesting, Andy. Can you tell us, we're talking about the losses that AZ have had over the summer, Stengs, Bisot, players like that. How are they going to replace those players for this tie against Celtic? Who are the players that will play in their place?
First, Marco Bisot, that was Peter Vendel Jensen, the goalkeeper we talked about. Then we got our right back, Jonas Svensson. He went to the promotion club in Turkey. So he also sold. So Yukinari Sugawara will probably play. But we also bought a new player from Djurgården, a Norway club, 25 years old. His name is Vitry. But he's still 1 week at the club. So the question is, will Pascal Janssen let him play? Because Yuki knows the team, Yuki Sugawara, and he is just 1 week here with us. But so that's a question mark I can't fill in. Then we have on the right wing, it's Calvin Stengs who was gone. They will probably play Zakaria Abouglal or Hakon Efjen. Zakaria Abouglal is a striker who can also play on the right wing. He's fast. He has technical skills, but the most problem part for him it is he has no vision. He is only looking to the front, and he doesn't see his other teammates. So that will be pretty easy for your defenders to defend because he only will go for himself. That's a thing he can work a lot with. And in the striker's position, in the last game against RKC Waalwijk, Albert Goodmanson started to play. But he is normally a player who starts on number 10, so the position in the back of the striker. He isn't that good striker. In my opinion, it's a better attacking midfielder. But the other option is a player with Bad from Willem II, that is Vangelis Pavlidis. And in my opinion, he has to play in the striker's position because he's fast. He's good in the combination with a good combination player like Goodmanson on 10. So I hope Vangelis Pavlidis will play. And I hope as well Teun Koopmeiners will play on the midfield instead of starting on the bench.
Interesting. So the winner of this tie, Anthony, will go into the Europa League group stage. The loser will go into the new Europa Conference League group stage. Mm-hmm. If that team that goes into the Conference League is Alkmaar, how will that be viewed by the AZ fans?
Yeah, first, we saw, of course, that we draw against Celtic or tegen Jablonec. We thought when we saw your pre-season, that will be into... Normally we wouldn't win, but we saw you have a new head coach, an Australian guy, I thought, and he plays a bit like the Dutch style. He likes to play attacking football, and that isn't the way of thinking we thought about Celtic. That's more physical, more physical, and he will play a lot more attacking. So I think the best thing for us is to attack as well because we do it already a bit longer. But by the fans, I think they wouldn't be very happy, but they can't accept it because we lost a lot of players. But normally it will be 50-50 and let the best team win. And that's as I said, I hope.
Yeah, well, we know where our strengths and our weaknesses are. You know, we're weak at the pack and we're very strong in the final third. I don't know what AZ's main weakness is. But again, going forward, there seems to be plenty of movement in the final third, even when they have the ball with their centre-backs. As we were talking earlier, they can go route one. They can play out from the back and use their wide threat. They have plenty of options that can hurt Celtic. It's interesting listening to Anthony talk about some of the players that they've brought in. I keep getting flashbacks to the build-up to Midtjylland. You know, we were talking about how they were under a bit of a rebuild and they had a lot of players that had left in the summer. And look what happened to us against Midtjylland. I think we have to be wary going into this tie. I don't think you could say we're favourites. I do agree that it's 50-50. I don't think anyone can look at these two teams and say one's definitely better than the other. I think they're both going to cause each other a lot of problems, and they will come to Celtic Park and they'll cause our defence some issues.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I was looking yesterday at the draw for the playoff round, and for me, I'm biased, but I think it's the standout tie. When you look at, Celtic, and we all, we're chatting to 20,000 odd Celtic fans on this channel. Everyone knows, what we are. But Alkmaar themselves, a team who finished third in a pretty good league in the Eredivisie, top, 7 or 8 league in Europe, certainly. A good side, and one of us isn't going to be in the group stage. It seems like quite a tough one. David, you raised the question there that I'm going to ask Anthony. What is AZ's biggest weakness?
Our biggest weakness is, in my opinion, first, the experience, and second, our defense. I saw your new striker, the Japanese one. He's pretty good. He's pretty amazing. He, in my opinion, a very good bot for you. He will definitely be one of your best players a couple of years. But our biggest problem in our defense is that's too static. So when you have a lot of players who move around, they don't know where the striker will be, and they just forget, and they hope that they probably be on the good place. So that will be pretty hard. As I said, the experience is the most problem, because the atmosphere they will blow away. I think Celtic is amazing about in the whole world about their atmosphere. So especially those youngsters will be blown away.
We've started games so quickly, David, over the last 3 or 4 matches at home. If we do the same tomorrow, it sounds like Alkmaar could possibly be a little bit spooked.
No, I'm not having that. I don't think. I think we've seen enough Celtic games in European football, even at Parkhead, over the last decade to know that, anyone can come away from a result. It depends on how we deal with the occasion as well. I think we're in danger of thinking to ourselves, because players are inexperienced, that means they're poor players. That's just not the case. There could be a lot of these inexperienced boys that really rise to the occasion. Again, you just have to remember it's a 2-legged tie as well. We've to go over there, and I'm sure they'll thrive playing in a tie of that magnitude at their home ground. As again, I go back to Midtjylland. We had plenty of experience in our team against Midtjylland, to be quite honest, and away from home, they were the dominant side for the final half hour. So I wouldn't look at Alkmaar's lack of experience and think, if we could start quickly, we could win this tie tomorrow. That's totally disrespectful, the quality Alkmaar has for me. We want to win by a couple of clear goals. Let's get that right. I think we know as Celtic fans that we have to, going away anywhere in Europe. But it's not going to be easy. I don't think you're going to blow them away with an atmosphere. I think it's going to be down to how we perform as a team as well. And as we said, as good as we are going forward, we're just as shaky at the back. So it's going to be so interesting to see how it pans out. But I don't expect Alkmaar to turn up and get blown away within the first 15 minutes.
It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be AZ. Do you like that one, David?
No,
do you want to give us a prediction, David, on that note?
I want us to win by a couple of goals, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to win by 1. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Celtic. I think we'll show improvements from the Midtjylland game, and I think those improvements will help us to win the match. I think we'll create a lot of chances. Not sure if we'll take them all, so I think I'll go for 2-1, because I still expect the odd moment at the back just now. And AZ, if you give them a chance, I think they'll take it.
Anthony, prediction?
Yeah, I'll give you some hope as well. Our best player at the moment, except from Koopmijn, he isn't with us, Carlson. He's suspended because he had a red card in the last Europa League against Rijeka. So he isn't with us.
I didn't know that.
So I go for away for your home game, 1-1, and we will finish it in Alkmaar with 2-1.
Okay. No, that's no use. That's no use.
I thought you were going to give us a bit of hope there.
I know.
You gave us a little bit of hope, and then you told us we're going out of the Europa League.
Yeah, it's because of Carlson isn't with us, our best striker at the moment, our star boy. In Dutch we say he gives a shit about everything, like the Zlatan Ibrahimovic mentality, and that's something we will miss in our away game to you. But when he is in Alkmaar, you will see what a star boy it is and a show boy. So then he will blow you away, and then he will make the difference in the home game.
Well, hopefully not, is all I can say. But Anthony, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the channel. For what it's worth, my prediction is that I think Celtic will win the tie, but I think it will be by an odd goal. I really don't think it's going to be a one-sided tie either way. I think it's going to be a really exciting tie, and let the best team win is, I suppose, the way I should probably end this video. Anthony, thanks so much for giving up your time. Do you want to give a shout out for where people can find you posting stuff about AZ?
First off, thank you very much for your invitation. It was a pleasure to meet you both. It's a shame that away supporters can't come to Celtic, because we would love to come there. It's fun. A funny fact is that 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a friendly match against Torino, and I saw 10 supporters of Celtic in our stadium already. So that was pretty nice to see. Very kind people. And if you would like to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram and on Twitter on AZ Alerts. We keep you posted about match day, about rumors, and about inside information. So very thank you for this conversation.
Not at all. Anthony,
Anthony.
David, thanks as well. We'll chat to you soon. Thanks everyone for watching this. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you've not done it yet, as we try and push on to 19,000 as soon as possible. The game is tomorrow night. We'll have a reaction to that in some form. Stay tuned for that, and we'll speak to you very soon.